In other news tonight, Longboat Key police are investigating a possible homicide after a woman was found dead inside a sauna at the Longboat Key Club moorings.
Police ruling out a natural or accidental cause of death with obvious signs of trauma. That leaves homicide or suicide as the last possibility. It's Jess Dowdrick joining us live from the Longboat Key Police Department with the very latest on this story. Jess.
Jacqueline Scott, Longboat Key Police are putting all of their available resources on this case. They're investigating every possibility, interviewing any possible witnesses, and working around the clock to try to figure out this case. Inside this poolside clubhouse is where a 54-year-old Sarasota woman was found dead. The door remains chained shut as police still work to determine how she died.
The victim was taken to the medical examiner's office where he performed a postmortem autopsy, and at the conclusion of that autopsy, he was inconclusive with regard to the manner of death.
Her name is still a mystery. Police not willing to release that information until they can rule out that it wasn't a suicide.
She's a Sarasota resident, and she and her husband also have a vessel that's moored at the dockyard, and they stay part-time on that.
Police met with the medical examiner on Wednesday, but had no success in breaking the case. They have sent out DNA and other information in a toxicology report in hopes of determining a cause of death. But investigators have no idea when those results could come back.
There were signs of trauma, but that trauma could have been self-inflicted. We just don't know at this point.
And more than a week since this body was found, much of the community is still in the dark that anything even happened.
Just totally shocked. We'll be anxious to hear what the problem is or was and what we need to be looking out for.
Well, quite terrifying, yeah. It's not something you'd ever hear. Longboat Key is quite a quiet place, not something you really expect to hear.
Longboat Key hadn't experienced a homicide in 17 years before the double murder at the Zota Beach Resort back in August. If this woman's death is ruled a homicide, it'll mark the Key's third in less than 6 months.
We don't want to alarm the community, but we want them to know that we're doing everything that we can, that if this does in fact turn out to be a homicide, that we're not leaving any stone unturned.
Chief Cummings says at this point in time, there's nothing that the community can do to help them out until they can determine this woman's cause of death. So I was talking to some residents over at the Longboat Key Club earlier today, and they say there's been a strong police presence since this incident happened. They say during the day, at night, 24/7, they're always seeing police out there. Reporting live on Longboat Key, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.